Hey, me, Callie Carroll. Good morning, sunshine.
Morning, sunshine. Good morning, sunshine.
Oh, good morning, sunshines. Daily dose of perspective.
Good morning, sweet baby sunshines. Good morning, sunshines. Let's get started.
Good morning, sunshines. I just want to start off by saying how grateful I am that I just figured out that I could remove the cup holder that has the phone holder from my little cup holder spot, so I could put my coffee mug in, and I could put it behind my steering wheel and push you guys in it, and then I can actually use my hands instead of trying to hold the camera for the entire video. Life is so good today. What are you grateful for? Say good morning, sunshine. Share something you're grateful for in the comments, and then let's talk about getting stuck. And I'm going to share a story about Disney World that literally gives me anxiety to think about. Not literally, because now it's just comical, but at the time, like, it was freaking awful, awful. And what that looks like. But then we'll bring it back. We'll bring it back to your life and what's really going on in our world. Maybe in your world, maybe not. So we're at Disney World, right? We were at my son's Make-A-Wish trip last week, and we show up on Monday, and we decide, you know what? Let's have this be the day where we go and watch the fireworks at Magic Kingdom. And I don't know about you guys, but I have this like childhood memory about that being like the most special thing, right? Like, you've got to do fireworks at Magic Kingdom, and it's glorious. And like, I think maybe I've got to do that 4 or 5 times in my life. And it's like this core memory that really feels warm and fuzzy. And I was like, I want my kids to be able to experience that, even though that's way past their bedtime and we expire at 8:30 at night. I don't care if we just went to Florida, like my babies, it's dark out, their little circadian rhythm, they're like, it's nighttime, right? So this is going to be rough, but we got to do it. We got to do it. So we decide that we're going to do Magic Kingdom. Oh, and then, by the way, I don't know if you guys have done Disney World in a while, but they have this thing called like birthday party nights where you have to have special passes to go see Magic Kingdom in the evening, a lot of the different days of the week. And when we get there, we learn that Monday and Thursday, Thanksgiving and Monday, are the only days where it's open to the public. And it's a holiday week. Like, we're like, okay, so it's probably gonna be a little busy, but we got to go tonight because we got to have this experience because it's gonna be magnificent. And it wasn't. It was, but okay, let's just go back. So we are already expired. We're exhausted. We weren't quite prepared. The stroller's not right. We're trying to figure things out as we're at Magic Kingdom. My son, Wit and John, he's not made for this, you guys. He's not made for a lot of activity. His little body doesn't know how to regulate because of his AVPD, and I know it might sound like weird to a normal human, like, whatever, he's just taking medication so he doesn't pee, right? But he doesn't balance his water levels and his sodium levels well. So his energy is just kind of off, and he's done. He's like, bleh, right? So we stop, we have some food, and then we're like, let's go. The fireworks start at 8, so it's like 6:30. We're like, let's just go find a little spot and we'll just hang out and just like play and run around for a little bit. That's actually my husband's plan. I was like, let's go on more rides. And he was like, no, let's not. So we go over, and it's starting to get busy. Like, we go at 6:30, it's an hour and a half before the fireworks, and I'm not a good judge of like numbers, but let's just say that I am. Let's just say that there's probably, at this point, okay, let me think of my Herbalife events and like the stage and the setting. There's probably maybe 7,000 people that are there at this point. Okay. And I'm like, let's just be off to the side over here. Like, it's kind of quiet. But my family is like, I'm like my big kids, right? They're like, but I want to be right in the mix of things. So let's go right here because you've got to see the front of the building. So they pick a spot that's maybe 50 yards back from the front of Magic Kingdom in the middle of these 7,000 people, which isn't too busy yet. And when we're there, and then I was like, okay, cool. We have an hour and 20 minutes. We're just going to play. Jason and I really wanted to ride Tron. We didn't get to. This is the only time we're coming here. We'll ride Tron. We'll be right back because we have the like lightning passes. So we'll go really fast. We'll be right back by like 7:20 or so. Okay. We go, and we're going away. We're doing our huffing and our walking. And then all of a sudden Kinsey's next to us. And I'm like, hey girl, hey. She's like, I'm going to ride Tron with you. I'm like, how is dad going to manage those 2 babies in that situation? Like, that's just not good. So I'm all like nervous. I'm already anxious at this point. I'm like, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. But now Jace really wants to ride Tron. And finally, Kinsey's like, I think maybe I should go back and stay with dad. I'm like, that's probably a good idea. So she goes back with dad. We go on the ride. It's freaking awesome, by the way. Awesome ride. And when we get off, I'm like, I got to get back to dad now. It's like 7:10 and we're a little bit far away. I'm like, I'm just going to run. Like, I'm just going to jog. What is it? Like maybe a mile over there. So I'm like, I'm a jog. Jason's going to, you do whatever. Meet me over there. So I start jogging back. and a number of people who have like all of a sudden taken over this area is mind blowing. And they cut off the bridge that I was saying that we should stand by where I was going over, and like, no, 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 like no passing here. I just run right by her. Like literally, I was like, at this point, I'm kind of freaking out. I'm like, I've got to get to my kids. This is absolutely crazy. So I just blow right by her. I'm like, sorry, gotta get my kids. And then I run over, and I have to shimmy my way in order to get my husband. By this time, there has got to be, let's just say if there were 5,000 before, maybe 20,000 people. There, you have to step over people to get to your people. And literally, like, I mean, you're like walking, shimmying in through to be able to get to our spots. And I get over to my spots, and the kids are a disaster. I learned a lot from the situation, by the way. This is about getting stuck. Okay, this is about you never being stuck. I see the kids, they're having breakdowns. By this time it's 7:35. We still have 25 minutes until the fireworks. And it's weird. Like I love people, and I used to be a really big I was fine with crowds, but I'm not anymore. Like I don't like going to a concert very much because I don't like trying to leave the concert and then like being in the traffic and being all those people. It's just a little bit too much for me. I don't, if I don't have to be, then I don't want to be in that situation. And at the same time, I'm learning about my little medical baby. And although we had medication and we had our 2 bottles of water, now we're stuck in an area where he's in breakthrough. And during breakthrough time, he is incredibly fussy and needy. And I don't know if what sort of pain he's in, but there's like an hour of this like terror period every morning and every evening when he goes into breakthrough. And we're doing this while surrounded by 20,000 people where we can't move, and he can't go to the bathroom, and we're out of water. And I'm like, F, this does not work. Meanwhile, John tells me a story while I was gone. Witten did have to go to the bathroom, his first bit of breakthrough, and he only had Quincy there. Thank goodness Kinsey came back because he's got the stroller. He can't get the stroller out by this time. There's way too much stuff. So he had to do this, and he's like, it was awful. So we're all just sitting there, and about 5 minutes passes, and I'm like, you guys, I just don't think this is smart. Like, I don't think that this is a smart situation. We need to get out of here. My husband's like, we're stuck. We're not getting out of here. This comes to the stuck part. We're stuck. We cannot get out of here. And I'm like, we are never stuck. You're never stuck. Like this is unsafe for us. It's bringing me a lot of anxiety, but our kid he's not going to be able to handle this. He's going to have to start peeing on the cement right here, and we're going to have to start taking water from other humans. Like it's just, even if we give him his medication at this point, right? This just doesn't feel safe for us. So he's like, what are you going to do? I'm like, I'm going to get us out. Like, I'm just going to start telling people. So we have a family vote. We have a family vote. We're like, okay, good. We're going to go. And now the fireworks, it's 7:50 by this time. The fireworks are starting in 10 minutes. We don't give an F. We got to get out of there. We are trapped. We have a stroller. We have 2 children, the big kids, and us. And people are laying. You can't even walk because they are like taking naps on the ground. And so I'm just like, excuse me. So I was like people are like, what? I'm like, we have a medical emergency. We need to get out of here. Can you please just move aside? We've got to get the stroller through here. So I'm trying to like carve my way from our unstuckness. I have to be really loud about it. I have to be a little bit aggressive. I was still kind about it, but more aggressive about our mission of what we were trying to do. And then asking for help and support from everybody that we pass. Like, can you please move over? Could you please stand up? And then this guy, like this saint, like when you're loud, you're stuck in something and you're loud about it with kindness and love, but you also have a mission and a purpose of something you're going after, and you express yourself, you end up bringing in the community and people that can support you, right? So this gentleman, he's just like, do you guys need some help? And I was like, we have to get out of here. My baby needs medication. We can't be in this spot anymore. Like we've got to get out. He's like, let me help you. So he goes back to John, and I'm assuming he must have been in some sort of service, like just the way his like presentation was. So he folds the stroller up, he grabs it, puts it over his head and starts shouldering the stroller, just straight up, right? So now all of us have a little bit more room to try to shimmy through one person at a time, which is still nearly impossible. And I'm trying to figure out which way to go. So I choose to go right, and John's like, I think we should go left. I'm like, no, we're going to go right. That's where the exit is. So we go down. Now we're like 5 minutes streaming through this puddle of people, and we get to this guy who's like 6'5", and he's like, man, I'm so sorry, but you really need to go the other direction. I was like, I know, we need to get out of here, so I think we just go this way. He's like, I'm 6'5", I got the perspective. You need to go that way in order to get out. Meanwhile, dude's just like shouldering this thing, just like, no problem. He's now, 30 yards from his family unit, and he's just helping us. And we just I'm not gonna cry again. This guy is just like, he's amazing. So we move, we change directions. I'm like, I'm sorry, dude, we have to go this way. He's like, no problem. So he just continues helping us. He's shouldering the thing. We walk another, I don't know, 25 yards to get to a spot where we can finally put the stroller down and we can maneuver at least around people, and we can get completely unstuck from a situation that wasn't healthy for us, wasn't safe for us, wasn't beneficial for us. And this like angel out of nowhere just like steps in to like to support us through it. It was freaking magnificent. It was magnificent, right? So then, wrap up the story. Excuse me. We go through. It takes us another like the full 10 minutes to get out of all of the stream of people. We get onto the little ferry boat. The second we get onto the ferry boat to take us over to the parking lot, we look over and we get to watch the fireworks from the boat over the water. You couldn't see the whole castle or whatever, but it was like, it ended up being this perfectly magical experience. I took my phone, I put on When You Wish Upon a Star, like bring in the full ambiance, right? So all of us are on there. We have room, we have space. We're getting to where we need to be. We're finding our health and our support and our comfort. And it ended up being just wonderful. We had fireworks the whole way back. Then we got off the boat. We got to watch a little bit more and got home in time to take care of ourselves. And I love this story for a lot of different reasons. One, just like overcoming and getting through that, right? But looking at our life and some areas where we feel like we're stuck, where you feel like you're stuck. You feel like this could be unsafe for you. It could be unhealthy for you. Maybe it's just not optimal for you. Maybe it's bringing you anxiety. Maybe it's not joyful for you. Maybe you pictured it to be a one way, like, right? You pictured it to be these beautiful fireworks over the Magic Kingdom and, oh, look at our family unit and picture moment. Like, you pictured this, it was going to be great, and you fought for it and you wanted to do it, and now you've got there and you're like, I don't love it. I don't love whatever it is. It could be a career, your relationship, friendships, your home, where you live. I don't know. But you feel like you're stuck because getting out of where you're at right now is going to be freaking hard. Maybe even impossible. Some people would say impossible, but I want to share with you today that you're never stuck. You are never stuck. I'm not saying it's going to be easy to get out. That was not easy to get. It was anything but easy to get out. I'm not saying that you won't be anxious and nervous about trying to get out. Like that, and I know I might seem like loud and whatever, but like for me, just to like start like not hollering, but like sharing expressively what we needed at the time, like speaking that out, that was difficult to do. You might have to ask for help. You're probably going to need to vocalize what you need, vocalize, this isn't working for me. I'm going to need to seek something else that is, more healthy, more happy for myself or for our family. You're going to have to talk to people about that. You might have to recruit someone to assist you through the process, like Mr. Shoulders that just walked us through, because there are so many kind and loving people that are out there that are willing and wanting to support you in pursuing your best life, your happiness, your dreams, and help you know that you are not stuck wherever you think that you're stuck. And after you go through the trudging and all of the different challenges to get there, during that whole time, like, you have to keep your eye on the prize. Like, I need to get, this is not working for me. Going back to that is not working for me. And even though what we're doing right now is challenging, I need to get to this other place. And you keep your focus on that until you do. And then you get to enjoy the fruits of your labor, if you will, the fact that you chose not to be stuck, and really feel a different way, whether that's less anxious, more joy, you feel safer, you feel happier. And if all of us could step into that a little bit more, right? Because negative energy breeds negative energy and seeps more negative energy into people. So our role, like really our purpose, our mission in life is to find positive energy and to put ourselves in spaces that are full of positive energy, shining light into others. And if you're stuck somewhere right now that's dimming your light and you don't feel that joy coming from you, it's your job, it's your role to get unstuck. It's your joy, it's your job to choose, I am not stuck here, and to push on to whatever would help benefit you the most in your life. So you're not stuck. Moral of today's daily dose of perspective: you are not stuck. Wherever you think you're stuck, you're not stuck. And I know that you can push through and get to the other side. And that was a crazy situation for us at Magic Kingdom. And I think God gave us that scenario. So I would have another beautiful thing to share about. Although John Carroll could disagree, he wishes that would have never, ever happened. And don't worry, it never will again, because you learn from your mistakes, or learn from your experiences in the past. Not a mistake, but just a situation. But I know that now I got to share this with you. So you guys, don't feel like you're stuck. Wherever, like, look at your life. If there's something that's negative pouring out of you, what can you do to get unstuck from that? I love you guys. Today's daily dose of perspective right here. Don't forget, the perspective reveals miracles, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Thanks for joining, and don't forget to subscribe and, of course, share with your friends. Guys, that's how we impact more lives. All right, see you next time.